Hello and welcome. I wanted to talk to you about the new APA style manual, the 7th edition. It came recently, and we're still in the process of transitioning to this new edition. For those of you who are not aware of the requirements of this edition, there are multiple changes that you need to be aware of. A great portion of writing research has to do with following the patterns and the rules of writing about research. And the APA style manual will be your best friend at any time when you have to write a paper and you have to follow patterns and guidelines to communicate the research that you are embedded in. I inserted here a disclaimer, which I always call attention for because it will help you illuminate the reasons for a citation style. Some of the major changes that are happening now, and I strongly encourage you to consult with your faculty member at any time about which edition to use. Citing online has become trendy. So the new edition of the APA style manual brings on a lot of new examples about online citations. This trend emphasizes the digital resources expansion that we see all around us. We saw this happening, so clearly it's growing. What is new? No more publishing location, for example, okay, which used to give me a lot of headaches. I was also a grad student. It used to give me a lot of headaches inserting the multiple cities of the publisher. Here I insert for you also links that will take you to the explanations in the new APA style blog. There are also fascinating examples, so I encourage you to use that blog. For 3 or more authors, for example, just include the first author and et al. Examples that help you clarify this new situation. We have a new way of writing the digital object identifier, which is the social security number of every possible research article. However, not every possible research article has a social security number. So don't look for the DOI when there is none, okay? But you can learn that also from the blog. Here's an example of it. We also have new ideas about how to embed the URL in the reference. We don't need to write retrieve from anymore, okay? And here I have pointed in red some of the changes that will be useful for you. For electronic books, which are very, very common nowadays, no more mentioning of the platform, for example. We don't need to fight with ourselves about what kind of platform is this one. If it's Kindle, we don't care, okay? It's not included. You don't need to include that in the reference. One of the most important changes and one of the most important trends is the inclusion of the presence of inclusive and bias-free language rules. Again, read carefully the manual about this. You know, it's an entire separate chapter in the new manual. The singular they is endorsed as pronoun, but also among those inclusive and bias-free language changes. For example, people living in poverty is preferred rather than the poor, okay? We are encouraged to use exact age ranges rather than people over 60. And we are encouraged also to be more specific regarding naming populations. Okay, that is something to keep in mind. And I included here links to the APA blog that explains this. In terms of the mechanics of the style, if the instructor agrees, you can use one space after a period. Big change, no more 2 spaces. Important for inclusion, for universal design, be careful with the colors in figures. The new APA style has very explicit rules about and guidelines for tables, figures, and colors, okay? And please read this carefully. Also, no more running head for student papers, but again, unless requested by the instructor or the institution. If you have questions, please, I suggest looking into these resources. That the APA instructional guides are fascinating. They are really good educational vehicles. They are very well presented. They are very well organized for you regarding this new style. But again, don't forget what I said in the beginning. Consult with your instructor about which, since we are in a transition period, which style, which citation style, which citation style we are interested in using in your paper. Okay, thanks. And you know where to find me at Cabell Library. I am Sergio Chaparro, your behavioral and social sciences librarian. I support the School of Education, the School of the Psychology School, and the African American Studies. So this is my contact information, and I do Zoom all the time. Okay, please feel free to contact me and please keep me busy all the time. Thank you very much.